Hi everyone, today we are going to revise the life cycle of ergot. There are two important stages of life cycle of ergot. The first one is Spacial stage and the second one is Sclerotium stage. The first stage of ergot infection manifests itself as white soft tissue which is known as spacilia, producing sugary honeydew which often drops out of the infected grass florets. This honeydew contains millions of asexual spores, that is conidia, which insects disperse to other florets. Later, the spacilia convert into a hard, dry sclerotium inside the husk of the floret, and at this stage, the alkaloids and lipids accumulate in sclerotium at its maximum concentration. So let's discuss this life cycle of ergot in. This is the ascospore, a single ascospore. So actually, ovary of rye plant at its base get infected by ascospores of the fungus, especially during the summer and spring season. So it is also get spread through wind and insects. So this is, you can see this is the floret of the grain plant where this infection through this particular ascospore is caused. As for ascospore, generally during the germination period, it forms the hypal strands, which helps it to easily invade the grain floret. This germination of ascospore leads to the formation of hypalstrands which go on invading the wall of ovary with the help of enzyme. And in this way, the hyphae form a soft white mass of tissue over the surface of ovary, which is called as mycelium. And this mycelium is responsible to produce, to secrete the viscous and sugary fluid, which is called as honeydew. And this honeydew uh, is helpful to keep this conidiospore, which are the asexual spore, suspended for long time. So on this cereal grain floret, you can see these are nothing but the droplets of the honeydew, which is a sugary and viscous liquid produced by the mycelium layer. Then after some time, this mycelium layer, okay, getting converted to form the immature or halfly mature sclerotium, and then this sclerotium will be producing conidiospores, which are the asexual spores, time to time, and then it is also responsible to cause the infection and carry out this ergot life cycle further. You can see this particular image, okay, of the conidiospores, yeah, and conidia into the ovary tissues which are there, okay, in the many numbers. Okay, so now this mature sclerotium, once this sclerotium after few days acquires its uh, maturity, so it get developed into a complete ergot. Okay, how it is shown in this particular grain floret. Actually, the this germination of ascospores, which leads to the formation of hypal strands, and then there is the formation of your mycelium layer, and then there is the transfer. At the same time, there is the formation of conidiospores, and then these are the asexual spores, and then transferring it to the different florets or the plants uh, takes place. But this particular stage is called as the developmental stage, which is also known as Spacial stage. So this is the first stage of the life cycle of ergot, where the this infection through the ascospore takes place, and where this particular conidiospore formation or sexual spore formation also takes place. So this through definitely mycelium and through the hypal strand formation, all the steps takes place, and this stage or this steps, this process is called as developmental stage or Spacial stage. Then hyphae further invade into the deeper part of ovary and replaces this tissue with the compact tissue called as pseudoparenchyma, which is very hard as it is shown in the image, and very dark purple in color, and it is called as, and this stage of the formation of the mature sclerotium is the second important stage of life cycle of our god, that is called as sclerotium stage, and which is considered as very dormant stage of the fungus. And at this stage the maximum concentration of ergot alkaloids can be reported. Then if this particular uh, sclerotium or this particular ergot if remain uncollected, okay, when it is in its mature sclerotium stage, so they drops to the ground. The fungus remains dormant until proper conditions such as the onset of spring or a rain period, and it germinates forming one or several fruiting bodies with the heads and stalks. So that are nothing but the stroma. You can see these are the teeny mushroom-like structures with the head and with the proper stalk. And this particular stroma, okay, it consists the perithecia, and this perithecia present into this particular stroma in the embedded form, and this perithecia consists the several numbers of this ascospore sexual spores of ergot, and which are means because of the certain circumstances later on, then they can be get ejected through this particular perithecia, and then it can be coming in the contact of the new plants or the new florets where they cause the infection to the ovary of rye plant, and then the life cycle gets repeated.